Okay, so this is, I believe, part 3 of the full moon eclipse Cancer Capricorn series. Um, you'll notice that the moon will be rising over the horizon this evening. Take a moment and say hello. Thank the Divine Feminine and all of our angels. We are in a new period of history. Excuse me. And then when the sun rises tomorrow, and Uranus will be direct, expect a jolt on Saturday. Okay, so continuing on, and I'm sorry we may have some interruptions because it is Friday afternoon, and this is kind of like, well, you know how it is Friday at home. So anyway, so in our 11th house, this area has to do with our hopes, our wishes, our friendships, our probably our allies, innovation, changes, science. The angels who are with us, the Page of Wands. Here we go with our young people again. Our young people need so much nurturing, and they're there with our Page of Wands. I'm sorry I'm not as familiar with this deck, but I just want to make sure I get this right. So the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Embodies youth and potential. This picture, this is actually Angelica Kaufman portrayed as a teen. Our teens are going to be carrying our hopes and wishes for the future. We have got to nurture them. She was born in Switzerland, a successful European painter. As a child, she was an assistant and apprentice to her father, a professional mural painter. A child prodigy, she easily became fluent in multiple European languages. Oh, I can't wait for our youth to be doing this. She had an exceptional singing voice, given a chance to study opera, but she chose to focus on art instead. By her early teens, Kaufman was a professional portrait painter. I think we need to expect some prodigal success. Oh my gosh, just huge insight. This 2020, I don't know if you guys realize this. This is the first graduating class post 9/11. Because 9/11, obviously in September, school cutoff dates for you enroll is a birth date of September 1st. Some squeak in there, some skip grades, but essentially this class of 2020 is the first graduating class since 9/11. We really got to help them out. They have grown up in such a different world. I mean, they're going to change the world. I'm not going to harp on this. So she traveled throughout Europe, eventually settling in England, later Italy. She was recognized and admired throughout her life. Her skill and accomplishment was truly equal to the best painters of the day. Showing, oh, look at this. This angel is showing her miniature portrait. Isn't that cute? The angel says, look, here's how it should be done. So these kids, they're already in touch with the angels. This represents aspiration and potential. They need us. So the direct meaning is going in a new direction, starting something new. This is where our angels are guiding us in our youth, beginning a creative project, talent, aptitude, or dexterity, striving to achieve something special. This is where our angels are meeting us. Be enthusiastic about your new journey, they say. Don't try to control it. Too much. Just see where it goes. Go with the flow. So those are the angels. The United States of America right now, dealing with the King of Swords. I think these are our courts. Legal issues, totally boring to our Page of Wands. So let's not forget about them as we're dealing with all this stuff. This is the Three of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine, and our leadership. So she's not on a mobile phone. Every time I see the picture, I think she's on a mobile phone. So the divine feminine is absolutely about consultation, respect for work, listening, collaborating, consulting, and creating the very best we have to offer. And the tarot says how democracy is going to be transforming our future leaders with our allies. We're going to be in communication with them. So this is what's happening with our hopes, our wishes, our friendship, our innovation. This is where we are. This is so good. In the skies above us in Washington, D.C., what is happening? We've got Venus conjunct we the people. Our angels say the moon. So there is going to be a lot of outrage going on here. I want to make sure I get the correct angel. We're going to go back to the book. I'm going to read to you the moon. Who is this? So the moon, this angel is, I don't know how to say it, Elimaya, Elemiah, whose name means hidden God. We have a hidden God in the skies above DC. Can you believe that? Elimaya is the hidden God, the angel of inward journeys. She helps resolve psychological problems and acts as a guide to subconscious insight. This is what's ruling over our capital. It is said that Elimaya watches over the oceans and seas, protecting those who travel upon them, which means our shores and security. The moon comes out at night, which is the other side of the day. The moon exposes things that are usually hidden or in the dark. Water. In the context of this card, water represents the subconscious and the illogical parts of the mind. Look at all that illogical mind. It's not me. Creatures in the water. These creatures are the creeping things lurking in your mind that represent primitive, uncontrollable, and mostly unknown parts of yourself and our nation. That's what's being exposed. They symbolize your shadow self. This suggests self-deception because it's difficult to admit they're real. Holy propaganda, that is so true. How many could not admit the stuff going on around this White House? The scary critters also represent fear. Elimaya is portrayed on the card as a sleepwalker with her arms pinned inside her. Inside her garment, she can do nothing to stop the creature's nipping and harassment. The scene represents dreaming and the subconscious mind. So over DC, with the feelings that there's going to be about confusion and distress, troubled waters, anxiety, fear, disturbed or distorted thinking, Elimaya is there. Dealing with delusion and self-deception, Elimaya is there. Becoming aware of something that is usually or hidden in the dark of our government. The angelic message is ignoring the cause of your anxiety will make the anxiety worse. Confront the darkness so that you may see what parts are real and what is delusion or fantasy. This is what we're going to be forced into, and that can't be escaped because as Elimaya is up here, look at with Venus, with love, Neptune, this feeds the disillusionment and fear. The moon down here, the moon is intercepted in a very earthy house. This is traditionally ruled by Taurus. So she's going to keep us anchored and keep us moving towards our north node and who we're supposed to be. So Elimaya, it's the hidden God. There is a hidden God is going to be with us in our nation during this inward journey we go. We have for the United States of America, judgment. The whole nation is going to stand and rise and see what is going on. There's going to be so much confusion that Elimaya is going to be there to help us deal with the massive fallout that is going to be happening over our nation's capital. The divine feminine and our leadership, she is going to fight back with the 5 of Swords. She is going to cut through a knife like through all the garbage, how we've been attacked and assaulted for the past several years. She's ready to go. And here we are, democracy, how it's transforming the United States of America. Everybody knows this is to save the republic. This is what's crowning the skies over Washington, D.C. with this full moon. We need to be calling onto Elamaya as things get really tough going forward. In this area that has to do with long distance travel, philosophy, higher learning, law enforcement, the courts, like think of the Judiciary Committee, is ruled by the ninth house. We have Saturn plays a big role here because, you know, Capricorn feeds the ruler of this 11th house. Ninth house. Saturn is here. The modern day ruler of Uranus, Aquarius, is Uranus. There's Uranus hidden in the 12th house of secrets. Uranus rules the 10th house of unexpected news, and as it relates to unexpected news overseas. The angel that's with us, the 10 of Wands, this is the burden that's coming from overseas. And with the 10 of Wands, we have Ten of Wands, tens are burden. Takes the intrinsic meaning of the suit and shows it in abundance. So the wands in abundance. Look at this angel guiding this youth carrying these wands. The burdens of the adults. How about that? Symbols. This has to do with commitments, activities, projects, or anything else that requires someone attention and energy. Because there are so many, they also represent burdens. Generally, wands represent energy. Energy is most effective when it's concentrated, and less effective when it is dispersed. Just because there's more of it, the quantity of wands, does not automatically mean it is more powerful and effective. In this context, the wands represent the man's energy capacity and what he's able to expend on each wand. The man is quite adept at handling the 10 wands and has enough energy to carry them all. This represents the capacity to take on multiple responsibilities and multitask, and the ability to manage life's burdens. But perhaps the man has taken on too much. He can't see the road ahead and has perhaps lost sight of his ultimate destination. Additionally, he can't give too much focused attention to each individual wand because there's so many of them. Each situation is maintained, but they're not necessarily thriving. Distraction can occur when too much is going on, and the reason why something was originally taken on, the motivating spark, has been forgotten. The path or action a person takes to reach a goal or get something done, the road also symbolizes intention and purpose. The wall helps define the path, represents a way to stay undistracted and focused. So we've got a lot of work in DC to do, and the angels know that. So the angels know we have got a certain destination and a goal. The angels are going to help us watch over our overcommitments, our over responsibilities, getting us to delegate things and trying not to be so caught up in stuff. The angels are going to remind us to stop and smell the roses. The angels are going to remind us when it has to do with the stuff going on overseas to lighten your load so we can see things more clearly. And I hope that as we continue with our allies, it'll be easier to do so. The United States of America. Well, we're going to be finding out more about the Six Wands mob. You know, this rogue virtual nation that includes Facebook and Google and YouTube being on the cabinet. This has to do with Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, MBS, Erdogan, Assad, all of those bad actors. And because Iran and Iraq have some sort of pseudo deal behind the scenes going on with these guys, we're going to be finding out a lot about that. And all the gaslighting, all the hidden stuff this is why it feels like such a burden, because there's so much crap to get through. The Raphaelite, the divine feminine, and our leadership is taking on the devil, Putin. She's there. She is ready. Remember? She is ready like the serpent and her swords to fight all that stuff. So she is going to go devil to devil, head to head. Our democracy is transforming. Hopefully it goes to legitimate charity instead of democracy being purchased. We are going to have to reflect long and hard about how we got here. There is a lot of work to be done, and the angels will help us stay focused. This area of where Donald's locked in jail, we have this area. Jupiter, the Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto. This is going to be our most transformational work that's going to be done. This has to do with life and death, transformation. We have all these powerhouses helping us transform. I don't even know if we've had a lineup like this in Capricorn in recorded history. Well, I mean, before, it had to have been in the 2000s BC, if that existed. Life, death, transformation, shared resources, income, not income, money that's owed, money that's shared, or residual monies like royalties. But you can find money laundering. You can see cryptocurrency because money that's been transformed into a different form. The angels say the Queen of Swords. Oh, is that our court? Is this our impeachment? Well, tell me about this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. I like how the divine feminine is going to be overseeing this area. She's really powerful. So the Queen of Swords will be really nurturing women's role in society in regard to transforming our assets, our shared resources. So this is a portrait of Mary Wollstonecraft. Was an English writer best known for A Vindication for the Rights of Women. Ooh, you guys smell that? It smells kind of like an equal rights amendment, if you ask me. She was best known for A Vindication for the Rights of Women in 1792, an early landmark in feminist philosophy and women's rights. Oh my gosh, thank you, Divine Feminine. As a young woman, Mary, she worked as a governess and a teacher, and much of her writing, both fiction and nonfiction, was about educating children. She disliked the aristocracy and preferred the idea of a more democratic culture. Yes! Influenced by Enlightenment thinkers, reason and rationality are fundamental to Wollstonecraft's philosophy. She strongly believed that providing girls and young women with a good education was the key to a better society. You betcha. She observed many silly, sentimental, and superficial women during her time and blamed it on a patriarchal society that preferred petty and passive females over well-taught, well-rounded, rational women. Wollstonecraft was an intellectual, and she wasn't afraid to tell it like she saw it in a straightforward and honest way. OMG, we're transforming the patriarch. Who was there when I did that live stream with the Divine Feminine, and I did the reading, and it was someone screamed, "Oh my God, it's the end of the patriarchy. This is it." You know, I still have to get that in better form because I'm sorry that audio was so bad then, but I do want to recreate that reading because it's so awesome. Symbols, education and thinking, yay! The miniature portrait up here on the left, the little paintings on the bookshelf portrays 4 differently aged females: child, teen, young mother, and older mother. This indicates Wollstonecraft's concern about how girls develop into women and mothers. It also reminds us of how historically important she was to women's rights. Paper, pen, and sword. Wollstonecraft holds both pen and paper, and his sword rests against the table directly below. Oh, yeah. I think I want a sword next to my desk. How about that? We'll get one for Nancy. These items represent the ability to form one's own opinions and ideas and the capacity to communicate them properly. The angel is coming out of the bookcase. Angels in books, you guys. With a glowing halo around her head, the angel embodies enlightenment. Women, direct meaning, helping others learn the truth and understanding things rationally, being or having an intellectual mentor. This is what we got to do, ladies. Perceptive, able to recognize and have insight about something that isn't apparent to most others, direct and honest communication. Intellectual honesty and courage. Shadow meaning. The shadow meaning is not being listened to or understand. So ladies, if you're not being listened to or understood, this is the burden and the path you got to take and call upon your angel. I think I want to talk to this Mary Wollstonecraft. You want to come chat with us? Oh, I feel her. Okay. Being told you think too much because it makes other people uncomfortable, especially those in power. She was deemed eccentric because of one's independent thought or unconventional ideas. Don't fall in these traps. You are going to be forced to we are going to be transforming this collectively. Angelic message. May your vision and honesty be embraced by all who have eyes to see and ears to hear. This is what we got coming. Oh my gosh, already 21 minutes. I'm not even halfway done. Golden for the United States of America, the Eight of Cups. We're going to change course here. These things have been set up, and maybe I think the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is present in men as well. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear that this is not anti-masculine. No, the divine feminine lives within us all. Eight of Cups, how feminine is that? Can you see a full moon? Eight of Cups, 8, 9, 10. This is mutable water. There's an angel here. Flexibility, adapting, changing. What's been established is going to be transformed. That includes money, shared resources. Okay, well, who's this? For the Raphael Divine Feminine, we have the Page of Wands. Didn't we just have that? We have children, pages everywhere. This is our young people. Again, the Page of Wands is usually female, and their enthusiasm to get going and get started and help transform things. We just need to smother them in nurturance, guide them on their way so that they get this right. They've been so neglected. The Chariot, things are going to happen fast. This is how we're going to transform quickly, you guys. Quickly. Our future leaders, this is happening. This is happening, you guys. And Cancer, the Chariot is the major arcana for the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules home, defenses, security, nurturing. It's the mother-child relationship. And the USA sun sign is in Cancer. So, look at all this we're going to do. Bye-bye, Donald. Bye-bye. We'll see you later. Wow. The 7th house, you know what? Because the uploads are so... I'll do this one and then we'll go. Okay, so in the 7th house, this has to do with opposite... This has to do with our partnerships. Oftentimes in marriage, business, collaboration, teamwork. We the people. They could also be our allies far away. This is all of us. This is love, how we express love in partnership. The angels say the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, what is this? Look at all these stars. I love these stars. It reminds me of our flag. The solid stone structure represents stability and security. The entire setting, including the city in the background, denotes being established and solidly in place. I'm so relieved. The family portrait here is not about emotional bounty, but like everything else in the card, it's about legacy. We need to revisit our legacy. Wealth is built up and handed down to the next generation. Each generation has a material advantage over those who have no inheritance because wealth builds more wealth. The family jewels. like feel like this is wealth builds wealth. I feel like this is we the people also getting our social security and care and all that stuff back. We're going to fight for that. The family jewels of pearls, metal, and golden box symbolize a legacy of wealth and how assets are passed down from generation to generation. The family jewels also conveys the idea that genetic traits are passed down from one generation to the next. Ledger book, financial history and accountability, taking great care of the material needs of yourself and family. Can you see where they're pushing us? Back to family. Woven table coverings, lushness, fine material goods, a comfortable lifestyle. Direct meaning, material success, affluence, prosperity. Solidly established, deep, solid roots, long standing. We got to get back to our roots, you guys. Inheritance, passing assets from one generation to the next, starting with assets building on an established base. It's like we get to start over. Shadow meaning, too much focus on status or legacy, that is going to hurt us. You know what I'm talking about. Angelic message, may you and your family prosper in every way possible. We get a fresh start. Oh gosh, I love this. The Fool. This is United States of America right now has been very foolish in this domain. We went from the nuclear family to kind of our families getting split all over and just stressed out beyond belief, trying to hang on to our wealth. And it's been handled foolishly. We're going to get the fool out. And like the angel said, we're also getting a new start here for our families and our kids. The Raphaelite, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, we the people have been held kind of prisoner because of the propaganda and the information war, the cyber, everything that's been blasted upon us, but it's all in our minds. We can get through this, and I fully believe that once this guy is out, we're going to recalibrate to normal before we know it, but it's difficult. And are we willing to go to the distance, or are we going to stay trapped here? We're going to need help from each other to get out of this, because this is what's going to be transformed. The emperor is going to be gone. We have to make sure we root out this type of governance out forever. We can be the emperor and the leader in our own domain for our families, but this is not at the top of the chart. If we were determined to have a dictator type of governing system here, this would be up there. It's not. It's over here. We, the people, are going to transform and pick this apart. This is like Donald's house of identity. He has he has lost complete say in how this goes. No more. This is done. We are going to pick this apart, get out of these mind games, and have a fresh start. And our angels are going to get us back to our wealth with us and our families. Okay, end of part 3. Part 4 coming up.